afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you on Business Today television. It's not panning out to be the day that the bulls were expecting. Very strong weakness creeping into Dalal Street. The Nifty is down a whopping 275 points, down almost about a percentage point. Remember, early morning it had tried to go past 26,200, which is the previous month's closing level. So it was unable to breach that, and from then on you have strong call writing happening on the options side, and that has pushed the market substantially lower. The main reason for the correction, ladies and gentlemen, is the 1.1% cut, 700-point cut on the Nifty Bank, and the continued weakness in IT. The rupee also is weak, well above 90.10, and that is also adding to selling pressure. Let me just give you an interesting but very painful statistic. Out of the top 25 traded stocks based on volume, 22 are in the red. Just 3 winners: Latent View, Policy Bazaar and Suzlon. They are lightweights, so they make no impact on the broader markets. Canis Technologies 10% lower, second most active traded counter, 3,500 crore worth of Canis Technologies has been traded. Indigo continues to be in pain, but a little later on that one. The top traded counter, heavy sales coming in on this one. 6,400 crores has been traded by 2 p.m. So this is going to be a volume record as well for many weeks altogether. As far as Indigo is concerned, the pain continues. Eternal down 2.3%. Remember, early morning transaction worth 1,500 crore rupees on Eternal. It should have provided some support to this stock, but continued selling pressure. I'll request the PCI to kindly fire the longer term chart of Eternal. The stock has been correcting from 350 rupee levels over the last 1 month or so, even more, and now you see a low of 285. It's a multi-month low that we have seen on the counter. If you go a little behind in October, you will see a price of 350 rupees, 354 rupees coming in mid-October, and from then on you've seen about 50, 60, 65, 70 points being shaved off Zomato slowly. There was a block deal that happened in the morning for 1,500 crores. There was hope that 290 would be the floor, but a bit of selling pressure coming in at those levels also. So for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the Monday that bulls were hoping would turn out on Dalal Street. Remember, on Friday we closed at day's high, and that is what was expected, that the Monday morning will bring in a gap up and then probably above 26,200 for the rest of the day, but that did not happen, and that is in fact turned into very heavy selling pressure. Remember, tomorrow is the weekly expiry of the Nifty, so maybe you'll see a sideways Nifty for tomorrow, but for the moment it's pain and pain all around as far as the Dalal Street is concerned. I'll give you a peep into what is the advanced decline ratio at this point of time, and that will give you an idea of the pain. Only 350 stocks are in the green versus 2,370 that are in the red. So it's an easy 1:7. For every 1 gainer on the Dalal Street, there are 7 stocks that are falling. So that's very painful. All 19 indices are in the red. The biggest loser is the Realty index, down 3.5%. The Nifty PSU banking index heavily oversold, 3% lower. Small cap index 2.6% lower. Look at the advanced decline ratio on the small cap index. Out of 100 shares, only 2 are up. So there is pain all around. Look at the Nifty next 50, down 2.6%, and only 1 share out of 50 is in the green. Look at the NSE 500, 1.5% down. Out of 500 shares, ladies and gentlemen, only 36 shares are in the green. So that is the heavy selling pressure that the market is encountering, and it's very bad on mid caps and small caps. Let me just highlight the pain that you see in the small cap index. The top loser on the small cap index is Canis Technologies that we've just discussed, 10% lower. Data Patterns is down 6.5%. R Power down 6%. AB Real Estate, which we earlier knew as Century Textiles, down 5.6%. PG Electroplast, along with the Canis, along with Dixon, paying the price, down 5.5%. The gainer in the small cap index are just two stocks: Star Health Insurance, 0.7% higher, Aadhar Housing Finance, 0.7% higher. So that's the status. The Nifty Next 50, let me just mark that as well. Let me just mark the Nifty Midcap 100 index for you. Just 6 gainers in the Nifty Midcap 100 index: Policy Bazaar, Phoenix Mills, Coromandel International, to name a few. And amongst the top losers, HUDCO. This is a PSU stock, down 5%, 212. Godrej Properties down 5.6%, 1960. So the bottom is coming out of mid caps and small caps, and this is heavy selling pressure that's coming in. That's very painful because most portfolios are in the red. Look at GMR Airport, 4% lower, 19.9. So that's the pain across the board, and that's very difficult for small and mid cap investors to digest. Now a word on Indigo. I'll request the PCR to kindly show us the intraday chart of Indigo. Yes, 7.8% lower, as the extent of pain, of arrogance, and how should I say, sheer dereliction of duty gets reflected on prices. We all have been witness to the kind of mayhem that has happened in the broader economy, the aviation sector, and especially to passengers because of fiasco at the management level at Indigo. Today is a day when the company has till 6 p.m. to reply to the show cause notice sent by the sector regulator DGCA on the kind of for the lack of a better word, dereliction of duty that happened right at the top. Even today, hundreds of flights are getting cancelled, and passengers find themselves stranded at airports, luggage is missing, and all sorts of issues are coming into Indigo. Below 5,000 now, 7.8% lower, and it's the most traded counter on the National Stock Exchange today. The volume at the moment has exceeded 6,000 crore rupees. Let me just see when was this kind of a volume last seen on Indigo. You will get to imagine the pain that this organization has caused to the broader market, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was last seen on August 28th. But that would have been a block deal with one of the promoters making a partial exit. Similar volume was seen on 27th of May 2025, but those are day end volumes. Let us see how much gets traded today. But for the moment, intense pain on Indigo, well below its 200-day moving average. The low for today has been 4842, ladies and gentlemen, and 4,800 was last seen in 9th of May. It is not the end of Indigo's problems. This is, I'll now request the PCR to file a longer term chart of Indigo. Friday, 28th November, this stock was at 5912, and you've seen the slide come in over the last 6 trading sessions. The day that the problem was diagnosed, when 150, 200 flights were cancelled. At peak, 1,000 flights have been cancelled by Indigo because of not following government instructions on time. So the pain being felt by shareholders, is this a value buy? Is this a way for you to add Indigo to your long-term portfolio? Only time will tell, but we wait for the dust to settle down. So that's happening in the markets, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday. Not a great start to the week for the bulls. In fact, bears are rejoicing all around. Also time to see Nifty Bank, 633 points lower on Nifty Bank. This is a fairly strong red candle that's coming in after Friday's 488 point rise, we have a 640 point downtick. So it's painful, but let's see how it goes out. That's the story for the market so far, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching.